Do you think evolution is just a random process? Think again. Do you think the dolphin is a completely unique biological design? You are wrong again. 90 million years before dolphins even existed, there was already a creature on Earth that looked exactly like them. It had a streamlined body, a crescent-shaped tail, and even the exact same skin color. But it was a reptile. Its genetic relationship to a dolphin is further apart than you are from a turtle. Do you think this is just a crazy coincidence? Wrong. The hummingbird has been copied once, the hedgehog has been copied once, the mole has been copied 3 times, and the crab has been copied at least 5 times. Evolution is not creating, it is copying homework, and it is copying from the exact same answer sheet. It is as if the universe has a hidden biological template library, and all species are forced to build according to the exact same blueprints. This terrifying phenomenon is called convergent evolution, and the secret behind it might completely shatter your understanding of life. The story begins in a quarry in Germany. In the 19th century, workers dug up a bizarre skeleton in the Pacidalia Shale. This rock formed 183 million years ago. Back then, dinosaurs were still ruling the earth, but the owner of this skeleton looked exactly like a dolphin. Scientists named it the ichthyosaur. But here is the problem. The ichthyosaur was a reptile, while the dolphin is a mammal. Their last common ancestor lived over 300 million years ago, long before dinosaurs even existed. In 2018, a research team from Lund University in Sweden published a shocking discovery in the journal Nature. They analyzed a perfectly preserved ichthyosaur fossil and found that this 180 million-year-old reptile not only looked like a dolphin, but its skin structure was identical. It had smooth, scaleless skin and a thick layer of blubber for insulation. Even the color distribution on its skin was the same, dark on top, light on the bottom. This is called countershading camouflage.
But what is even more terrifying is how they gave birth. Just like dolphins, ichthyosaurs gave birth to live young, and when giving birth, the baby came out tail first to prevent it from drowning in the water. 2 completely unrelated animals evolved the exact same birthing posture. This is not a coincidence. This is literally copy and paste. The ichthyosaur went extinct 90 million years ago. The Earth's oceans were empty of large marine mammals for 40 million years. Then, 50 million years ago, a group of 4-legged land animals decided to return to the sea. Their ancestors looked like wolves that liked to catch fish by the river. Over tens of millions of years, they evolved into today's whales and dolphins. Amazingly, evolution did not design a brand new body for them. Instead, it rebuilt the exact same design that had gone extinct 90 million years earlier. This is the most terrifying part of convergent evolution. It tells us that evolution is not inventing, it is discovering. Just like a mathematician discovering the Pythagorean theorem, natural selection discovered that there is only one optimal solution for high-speed swimming in water. The rules of fluid dynamics are fixed, so whether you are a reptile or a mammal, you will ultimately be forced into the exact same shape. If you think this is just a special case in the ocean, you are dead wrong. Imagine a scene. It is a summer evening and you are walking in a European garden. Suddenly, you see a tiny creature hovering among the flowers. Its wings are vibrating rapidly, making a buzzing sound. It uses a long beak to drink nectar. You would say it is a hummingbird, but you are wrong. Hummingbirds only live in the Americas. There are absolutely no hummingbirds in Europe. You are actually looking at a moth. It is called the Hummingbird Hawk-Moth, an insect. The genetic relationship between this moth and a hummingbird is further apart than you are from a tree. Yet it evolved an almost identical flying mechanism. Its wings beat 85 times per second. Its body temperature during flight reaches 45 degrees Celsius, pushing the absolute limits of insect muscles. Its 3-color vision system is even more precise than a bee's. It even feeds at the exact same time as hummingbirds, during the warm hours when nectar production is highest. But if you open its body and look at the internal structure, everything is completely different. A hummingbird's flight muscles are directly attached to its wing bones. Every contraction is a wing beat. But the moth's muscles are attached to its thorax. It flies by rapidly deforming its entire chest cavity 85 times a second. A hummingbird drinks nectar using a forked tongue that acts like a tiny water pump. The moth uses a long tube that unrolls using fluid pressure, like a party blowout toy. Same function, completely different parts, but the final result is visually identical. This proves that evolution has a hidden boundary. When you need to hover in front of a flower to drink nectar, the laws of physics severely restrict your options. Wing beat frequency, metabolic rate, visual precision, all these parameters are pushed toward the exact same numbers by an invisible hand. Now, let us travel to a more extreme place, Madagascar. It is an island that has been separated from the African continent for 160 million years. If you walk in the forests of Madagascar, you might see a small, spiky animal that rolls into a ball when frightened. You would say it is a hedgehog, but you are wrong again. It is a tenrec. It has absolutely no relation to a real hedgehog. The ancestors of the tenrec drifted across the ocean to Madagascar about 60 million years ago. Back then, they were probably just normal small mammals that looked nothing like a hedgehog. But when the ecosystem of Madagascar needed a nocturnal insect eater that could defend against predators, evolution went to work. Tens of millions of years later, the tenrec turned into a hedgehog. Their spine structures are different. A hedgehog's spines are hollow, while a tenrex spines are solid. Their teeth, bones, and biology are entirely different, but from the outside, you cannot tell them apart. But that is not even the craziest part. Let us talk about moles. Did you know there are 3 types of moles living on 3 different continents? Their common ancestor dates back 160 million years. Europe and the Americas have true moles. Africa has golden moles. Australia has marsupial moles. 3 completely different animals on 3 independent evolutionary paths. But the final results are practically identical. Long bodies, no visible neck, eyes so small they are covered by skin, no external ears, strong digging claws, and fur that can brush in any direction. At a biochemical level, they all evolved hemoglobin that works highly efficient in low oxygen environments. Why? Because the underground environment is extreme. It is dark, suffocating, and packed with dirt. When you need to dig tunnels in the dirt, physics and biochemistry only give you one answer. You must become a digging tube or you die. But each mole has its own unique twist. The European mole evolved a 6th finger, not a mutation, but a brand new bone growing from its wrist to increase its digging surface. The African golden mole evolved massive inner ear bones to detect the vibrations of prey meters away through the sand, turning its skull into a literal seismograph. The Australian marsupial mole is even more extreme. It doesn't even dig tunnels. It simply swims through the sand like an underground Michael Phelps. After it swims past, the sand collapses, leaving 0 trace. 3 continents, 3 different species, but essentially solving the exact same math problem. Now let us talk about the most insane copying event in evolutionary history, crabs. You might think a crab is just a crab. No, many things you think are crabs are not crabs at all. Scientists even invented a specific term for this, carcinization. It means crustaceans have a mysterious tendency to evolve into a crab shape, regardless of what they originally looked like.
True crabs evolved a flat body, a folded tail, a sideways walking gait, and a pair of large pincers. This design was so successful that there are over 7,000 species of true crabs worldwide. But the problem is, many fake crabs look exactly the same. The king crab is not a crab. It is actually a relative of the hermit crab. It simply gave up living in shells and evolved an exterior that looks exactly like a crab. If you look closely at a king crab's abdomen, it is asymmetrical, a leftover evolutionary scar from its hermit crab ancestors living inside spiral snail shells. The coconut crab is also not a crab. It is another descendant of the hermit crab, but it is even more extreme. It not only evolved into a crab shape, but it also left the ocean to become the largest terrestrial arthropod on Earth. Its pincers can generate nearly 3,000 newtons of force, stronger than the bite force of most dogs. Porcelain crabs are not crabs. They are closer to lobsters. Hairy crabs are not crabs either. Why does everything want to turn into a crab? Because the crab design is absolutely flawless. A flat body lowers the center of gravity, making them perfectly stable on wave-crashing rocks. A folded tail saves the massive energy needed to maintain a long tail and removes a major weak spot. Walking sideways looks funny, but it is actually a genius escape strategy. Most predators in the ocean are fish. A fish's body structure means it can only sprint in a straight line. When your default movement is sprinting sideways, a fish will struggle endlessly to catch you. And those pincers, they are weapons, tools, and utensils all at once. When different crustaceans face the same survival pressures, they are all forced into the exact same dead end, becoming a crab. What does all this tell us? Stephen Jay Gould, one of the greatest evolutionary biologists of the 20th century, famously said that if you rewind the tape of life and play it again, the results would be completely different. He believed evolution was random and unpredictable. But convergent evolution gives us the exact opposite answer.
Rewind the tape and play it again in Australia. You get an animal that looks exactly like a wolf, called the thylacine. Play it again in Europe, you also get a wolf. 2 separate evolutionary paths, 1 identical destination. Rewind the tape and force mammals back into the ocean. You get a dolphin. Force reptiles into the ocean, you also get a dolphin, just called an ichthyosaur. This means evolution is not as random as we thought. The laws of physics, chemistry, and ecological pressure create a very limited space for solutions. When different creatures face the same problems, they find the exact same answers. Not because they copy each other, but because that answer is the only one that exists. Imagine another planet in the universe with oceans and a similar atmosphere. According to Convergent Evolution, the answers will shock you. Their oceans are highly likely to be filled with streamlined creatures that look exactly like our dolphins. Their skies will have winged creatures shaped like our birds. Their rocky shores will be crawling with flat, sideways walking creatures with pincers. Because the rules of physics are universal. Fluid dynamics is fluid dynamics everywhere in the universe. Aerodynamics is aerodynamics everywhere. Evolution is not a wildly imaginative artist. It is an engineer trapped by the laws of physics, endlessly solving the exact same math problem over and over again. The universe has a hidden design manual, and all life, no matter where it starts, will eventually turn to the exact same page.